All right, let's come to the top of our mat. So I think, Leslie, you were in class last night, so we're going to do something similar. You do what you need to do. So let's come to the top of our mat. All right, let's find our posture. Let's start to connect to the body, to the breath. You can roll the shoulders up, back, and down, kind of lift your heels, your toes. A good awareness, kind of general rule, you start from the ground up, right? Run your awareness up the legs here after you're done with your feet. Engage the glutes, start to lift the core. A lot of integrity in the core. Okay, good shoulders can roll back and down a couple times. And then lift the crown of the head straight up, but also relax. All right, just a moment here in posture and breath work. Take a nice, slow, deep inhale in your nose. Nice, slow, deep exhale. A little bit deeper inhale in the nose. Deeper exhale. So just take another moment or two. You took the first 20, 30 seconds to connect to the body. Now we're taking the next minute here to connect to the more internal, the breath. So remember, yogis, if you're just joining, you're going to need a blanket or a towel. If you have 2 blocks, that as well. We are going to do something a little different today. We're going to do some movement here. Let's get warmed up. We're going to work on some challenge. All right? If it's too much, I'm going to give you easier options. All right? Let's take a big inhale here. Big exhale. So let's think flow and movement to get the body warmed up. Let's take an inhale, reach our arms up, maybe look up, maybe even a little back bend. Exhale, bend the knees, forward bend. You're welcome to pause in places. Okay, inhale, hands on the knees or on the shins. We're going to actively lengthen our spine. Hands plant, high plank. Pause here for a couple breaths. So think slow flow, even though it's movement-based, still kind of pausing, being mindful. Okay, shift forward, bend the elbows. You're welcome to take a couple extra push-ups. Down to the chest, inhale, Cobra 1. Some of us Cobra 2. I know Cobra can be a tough pose for some of us this early in practice. Or, day you're feeling cold. Downward dog. Shake your head yes and no. My favorite cue when a down dog is early in practice is just move in a way that make your bodies feel good. All right? We're not necessarily, it's not like a disciplined form of down dog. It's more like a messy form. It's creative. You just gotta look for that stickiness in your body. Take some deep breaths. Just move around. Shake your head yes and no. Okay, we'll do a couple of progressive vinyasas. Then we're gonna work kind of a different style of postures in yoga, but done in a different way. All right, on your next inhale, let's bend those knees, look forward. Let's keep moving, hopper, step forward. Big inhale, hands on the shins. We're gonna lengthen the spine. That's core work. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, strong core, reach up. Remember to actively reach up here, yogis, okay? Hands through prayer, down by side. Let's do it again, a little bit smoother, faster. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, half lift. Opposite foot steps back. Couple extra push-ups. If you'd like a little extra upper body work or warm up. I'm going to keep taking it to the chest for now. Inhale, Cobra 1 or full Cobra 2. Down dog, maybe a little bit more disciplined variation. Feet about hips width distance. Press inner palm down. Spread fingers. Lengthen through the arms. Lift the sit bones up and back. Go into your breath work now. Unless you need a little bit more movement. Depends on what kind of day you're having, right? We don't want to get stuck in the habit of always fidgeting in postures, because when we do it intentionally sometimes, right? So even though down dog can look the same, we can have a different intention in it, as long as there is intention. That's called yoga, right? Okay, let's go progressive vinyasa. On your next inhale, bend the knees, look forward, hopper step forward. So now we start adding some things after we stand up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. We're still in warm-up mode. Inhale, let's rise.
reach up. This time, keep your arms up, feet together. Right hand grabs left wrist, left palm twist to the right, big inhale, little side bend. So now we're going to start to get more into the bent knee, big inhale up to center, take more time if you'd like. Left hand, right wrist, over to the left. Okay, big inhale, back to center. Separate your feet. You're going to reach your arms low. Take a big inhale, bend those knees, find your chair. And use this chair to, turn those legs on now, all right? So I like to have like a little bounce. Movement can force the muscle to contract a little bit more, kind of like in a complete way, as opposed to a static hold. Movement's good for warm-up, okay? So yeah, you kind of bounce up and down that chair. Just make sure the weight's a little bit more toward the heels and the toes, but you still want a little weight toward those toes, front of the foot, okay? Big inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold. Little different, yogis, okay? Inhale, we're gonna half lift still. Slowly left foot to the back of your mat, first lunge. Okay, so this is that warm-up flow, really getting us ready for more, okay? Right arm goes high, big inhale. Just 2 to 3 breaths today. If you'd like to move up and down in your twist, if you'd like to roll out your wrist or even circle your shoulder, as long as we're doing a spinal rotation that's active, we're twisting to the right, lengthening our core, all right, pressing those legs down, first lunge and first squat, chair. Okay, big inhale here. I'm gonna keep it going, yogis. Right hand goes down, press through your hands. First time, 3-legged dog, right leg up and open. Bend the knee. Here's where you can circle your ankle or your hip. Soften the back of your neck a little bit. Press those palms down, lift that right armpit up. Okay, big inhale there. I'm gonna keep moving, right? Down dog on the exhale. Optional vinyasa. You can always do a 3-legged vinyasa. Here's where I'll add up dog, hovering halfway, bending those elbows. Inhale. It's okay if you're behind me, yogis. We're moving a little faster. All right, we gotta warm up. Okay, downward facing dog. And we're gonna go through that one more time. Okay, down dog, big inhale. Big exhale. On your next inhale, look forward between your hands. Work on that hopper, step forward. Inhale, half lift. That's an active back, core, work right there, all right? Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. We're gonna reach up. See if you can step your feet together. Right hand grabs left wrist. Lengthen the core up, up, up. And then on top of 3, the up actions over to the side. So it's much more up than it is to the right, okay? Keep that up and go to the right, okay? Inhale back to center. Switch side, left hand, right wrist. And little side bend. Anytime you're going for like a strong practice, you really need a big side stretch in there. Sometimes that's overlooked in the warm-up, and you're lacking a lot of like strength because the muscle chain hasn't been fully activated. Okay, big inhale back to center. Separate your feet, swing the arms low, bend those knees, chair pose. Couple more breaths in chair, second round. Okay, now sit low, take a big inhale, reach higher, and then forward fold, exhale. Inhale, half lift. Step your right foot slowly to the back of your mat. Find your lunge. Left arm twist up, open to the sky. 3-4 breaths. Not a long hold, yogis, all right? Lift the right hip a little bit, but twist your chest, your core to the left, and bend your front knee more. Lengthen your core, your spine. Some of us like to reach the top arm forward. If we didn't do a side stretch, I would definitely recommend that here. Okay, now that looks good, everyone. Your pace. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, left hand down. 3-legged dog. Open up the hip. Left leg up and back. Some of us like to circle the ankle, bend the knee, circle the hip. I see some of you doing little core crunches and even leg pulses. I love when I see that. I love when I see you kind of personalizing for the needs of your body in the moment. Okay, big inhale, down dog, optional chaturanga vinyasa. Last one for a little while. Down dog on the exhale. Take a breath or two. All right, so let's drop down to the knees. And here's the first exercise in our awkward practice today. So you're gonna need your blanket. If you don't have yogis, if down dog is difficult enough, just hold down dog, like for real. You don't have to get crazy. I just want to give you something, different today. We haven't done this in this class in a long time. And we have usually a small group of regulars on Thursday morning. So, I'm comfortable giving you this kind of awkward, outside your comfort zone style. It's basically adding a slippery surface to a lot of the postures you already know, okay? You can try it, you can go slow. Hands on your blanket. Notice my blanket is not on the mat. I want it slippery, okay? Tuck toes, hips up and back, down dog. Now, what's gonna happen is the blanket's gonna wanna slide forward. But what I'm gonna actually try to do is not allow it. So I'm gonna press my palms down. I'm gonna lift my hips up and back, okay? Let's breathe here. So down dog, hands on the blanket, it's like it's slipping away from you. Anytime we take a posture we've developed some familiarity with, and we make it more awkward for the body. It's all relative. So doing down dog on a slippery blanket is going to make normal down dog seem a lot easier, okay? I know it can be a lot, but in the long run, it's going to really change how you perceive the practice. It kind of reminds me of skiing. Blue square is kind of difficult. Try your first black diamond, get through it a few times, boom, blue squares are never the same again. You warm up on the blue squares then, okay? So you have to kind of find those days to up the ante. Maybe today's not your day. All right, down to the knees. Take a little stretch here, yogis, just continuing the warm up, but a stretch warm up, big toes touch, knees wide. Remember, let's find a way to stretch our thighs, especially if you're doing jogging, cycling, or really long walks. Kind of stretch those quadriceps, okay? Now, you could go further back, but it might be early for that. I wouldn't say we did a ton of warm up there. Okay, so just take a breather. You're also welcome to do like camel here, kind of serve the same purpose. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I wanna do one more round of that. I want you to work your down dog. It's gonna be a mental challenge, probably more than anything here. Remember, my index finger does face forward, so my hand is slightly turned open, all right? I don't want that middle finger forward. That's encouraging medial rotation. So my hands are like barely turned out. Here we go, down dog. Let's see if you can go a good 30, 40-second hold. Try to pull that blanket kind of toward your mat with your core. It's like your feet and your hands are magnetically, energetically coming together, all right? yeah, this is tough, so don't be hard on yourself. You came on an interesting day today, right? Say you want a little more challenge, but you don't have a slippery surface. You could always try like a one-arm down dog, or just a really disciplined form where you're being really still, really pressing those palms down, lifting those sit bones up and back, engaging those thighs, and then working on the clarity of the breath, all right? All right, big inhale here, yogis. Exhale down to the knees. Take your time. Yogi squat, step your feet outside your hands. Again, still kind of like a warm-up stretch. You're welcome to take child pose instead. Okay, squeeze your pelvic floor, lift your chest. If you're in child pose, you want to kind of thread the needle, rock your hands to the side, or if you're with me here, one more warm-up stretch, lift the chest. Right forearm down inside the shin, left arm up. Just a breath or two, please. If your breath can increase the quality, you will need less time in poses to get similar effects. All right. Okay, and back to prayer. Left arm down, right arm up. Notice the hands in front of the shin. A lot of times I see this one, hand behind. Inside in front, the chest is lifting, the left side body is lengthening. Okay, big inhale, your pace, right? Hands back in prayer, hands plant, turn the toes in, Bend the knees and let's stand up. All right, squeeze the butt. Twist side to side, loosen it up. All right, so here's where the unstable practice gets more fun. Now, this is Hatha Yoga style. We're not gonna do flow right now, all right? We're gonna kind of just go side to side, working on breath work, self-awareness, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna step off my mat. Some of you might have room where you can like roll up your mat. Now, for those of us who are just gonna do it a little more simple approach, we're just gonna hold our first high lunge. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna work on if you're going for it today. So I'm gonna take my blanket here and I'm gonna place my right foot under. I'll do left foot forward today. Let's switch it up. So if you're gonna do regular hold, no worries. We do this most days, okay? Where we're gonna hold here. But say you're getting really good at this. You know, I try to say, let's slow down and focus on transitions. Let's really do that today. Hands start on hips. Right foot on the blanket. I'm gonna inhale. I'm gonna really slowly, this is happening right now. I'm gonna slide my right foot back to a lunge. Pull those ribs in, pull those ribs in. Lean a little forward. Go ahead, come back up, okay? Same side, inhale, go slow. If you're new to this, and it's really, alarm bells are going off in your head and back, maybe you just hold high lunge. No big deal. There is another way you could do this, is kind of slowly just step your right foot back, find high lunge, slowly come forward. That's how I would say maybe the very gentle variation, all right? But what we're doing is sliding the foot back. I'm using the blanket to kind of force you to really feel all that space. You know, when I learned in myology to apply strength to all range of motion, about 5 years ago now, my practice really changed. You know, it was very clear. Yes, stretch and open up the body, but then all that flexibility, you have to kind of create strength. And that's really what skyrocketed my practice. I actually started practicing less at that point. All right, let's stand up, please. Right foot down, left foot on the blanket. You're gonna feel that most likely a lot of us are gonna be hip flexor dominant there, okay? Inhale, now you can reach your arms up. Let's work those legs, yogis. All right, I'll tell you, you strengthen your legs, the whole body changes. I also learned that in biology that, if we stimulate bone or muscle growth in our legs, we get growth response in the arms, okay? The nerves change in your arms from stimulation in your legs. But the sad news is if we do upper body strength, you see it a lot. People who overtrain the upper body, they still have very skinny legs. It's funny, the body works like legs. That's the messenger. If we work our legs, the whole body develops. But if we just work our arms, this kind of modern thing that some people get into, the legs don't grow. The legs can deteriorate quickly. So, legs have to come first, all right? So when you're ready, you're gonna shake that out. We're gonna try second round of lunge. If you wanna go crazy, it's warrior one, but we're gonna hold now. So you're gonna take right foot back on your blanket. I'm keeping going so we can, keep moving here, but you're welcome to shake it out as much as you want. This time, let's reach our arms up, okay? And it's gonna be a lunge hold. Now, this is very difficult. Again, it teaches you to clearly see the idea of squeezing your legs together. If it's too much, just do regular lunge. If you wanna go really crazy, both feet on individual slippery surfaces. Eventually, both feet are on individual blankets. Okay, so both feet are slippery. If you really want to challenge your mind and body. That looks great, guys. All right, we're not gonna hold too long. Nice, Victoria. Nice, everyone that I can see. How you doing? Leslie did this with me last night, so she's getting double dose. Let's slowly come back up. Give it a little bit of this, right? A nice stretch here. Since it's hip flexor dominant, it's just to go like this. We already did this, but anytime you need to go like this too, activate antagonist, right? Reciprocal inhibition. It's a good thing to remember. Okay, here we go. Second side. We're ending this here on a high note. Okay, We're giving our body some new information, some new challenge so we can grow come 2021. All right. Nice, Darlene. Hey, don't let that blanket push up against the wall of your mat, though, because that's defeating the purpose. Does everyone see it? We're in high lunge. Yeah, we're holding here. There's got to be that like day on the week where you're feeling good and we push the body. Now, I choose one of them is Thursday morning. So if today's not your day, not good timing. But remember, I'm using this class to push challenge. All right, let's get outside the comfort zone, explore the unknown. Okay, let's slowly come back up, guys. All right, so I'm gonna take the movement just like we did. Check it out, okay? I'm gonna take the movement laterally now, then into the hold, which is gonna be warrior two. Let's do a simple version because that was a pretty strenuous start. Again, let's do left foot down today. I'm gonna start like this. This is simple variation, just like I started here. I'm gonna bend both knees. I'm gonna bring my blanket out to the right. Now notice how my right toes do not open up. This is not triangle. My right toes do face forward in space. I bend the knee, and then I lean on that left leg and I come back up. Okay, this is a big one. This is enough. That is enough, okay? If you wanna go crazy, you go like more. You know, you can go like this. It's like what we call skandasana, but you don't have to. I just want to show you the whole thing. Okay. Try to put a little bit more weight in the right leg. What can happen is people get standing leg dominant. So a little bit more in that right leg, like even. Feel your inner thighs, like you have the thigh master between your thighs. And it's the 1980s and you're pumping those inner thighs together. All right. That's actually a very good workout equipment thing, right? Those should come back in style. Looks good, yogis. All right. You know, if you feel like you kind of need to stop and take a stretch, just do so slowly. You know, anytime we're doing something new on the body, it does increase the chances of soreness and injury. Okay, but that doesn't mean we have to still do new stuff, okay? Second side, please, give it a little shake. So movements first here. So left foot on the blanket, hands on hips are here, just a center ground. Just like everything, it always starts like here. The hands are in, the elbows are in, okay? And you're like this, just hugging everything in. I'm gonna inhale, I'm gonna slide that block left. Exhale back up. Right there, I just got to release that triangle usually you give me, okay? I'm keeping my weight in my right heel. I'm pushing that left foot down. And then you connect to my inner thigh muscles, the groin, okay? Go ahead. So we're gonna do basically one more leg thing, standing, and then we're gonna, well, we have to do our warrior two, and then we're gonna bring it back to the arms, okay? When you get into the advanced practices, let's say intermediate, you do take the same postures, you just add onto them, okay? Or you give different cues and different experience. The postures really don't change that much in level two. That's more of a level 3 thing. You know, if there's 3 levels, all the new postures, you want to be really good at the foundation, okay? Here we go. Let's stand up. Let's shake it out. A nice little release from there is a leg swing, okay? Or just a knee hop lift, okay? Or a squat. All right, so this is where it's going to get tough again. So your left foot's going to turn out. Your left knee's going to bend. Your right toes angle forward. And I'm going to slowly, we're not going to move in and out of this. We're just going to hold to that. My left toes face forward. Warrior two is the posture. Arms go wide. Left knee bends. Go ahead. Here we go. Warrior two. And I am sore from it because I did it the last 2 days. You got to work here, yogis. All right. You got to be brave. You know, in yoga, they say being virtuous is not enough for the Dharma. Working on understanding and applying Dharma is what yoga is, right? It's called yoga. Being a good person is not enough. to complete the Dharma. You also have to be brave, okay? You have to develop courage in the face of challenge. Stand up for what you believe in, all right? Let's slowly exit position. Now again, advanced version here. So when I used to take this stuff in my Ingar, the teacher knew I was a full-time teacher, like to pick on me, and she'd come over and say, use 2 blocks, Bob. You know, this is too easy for you. You're a teacher, okay? So if you want to go crazy, you have your right foot on a blanket as well, all right? But have the ambulance on speed dial. I'm not just kidding. Okay, there you go. Just kidding. It's not that dangerous. Okay, it's only a muscle strain if it happens. All right, so we're doing Warrior 2 with the back foot on a block if you're going to try it. If not, no worries. I won't care. There it is. Hold the position. So we're not moving in and out of it, Darlene. That's, let's try to hold it now. Yeah, be careful. Nice. Ooh, I like that version too, Dawn. Back foot lifted. Go into your breath work. Yeah, I love this stuff, right? I love hate that, right? Now let's slowly stand up, give it a little release. All right, take a moment. Now, really, the two-legged, the slippery work comes from having 2 feet on the ground. Like, I'm going to teach something now. It is a little bit more advanced. It is the transverse plane, which means we kind of add rotational qualities and crossing. We did legs wide, so what's the next thing? It's kind of like crossing. If you want to do Warrior 3 instead, right, I'll just have you hold here. Drop that left hip down. But if you're going to try the final option here, it's only movement. I'm not going to have you hold it. It's only the half dose here. So hands come towards center or on hips. First thing, yeah, my right foot goes back again, like the first one. But look at this. It crosses over to the left behind me. Now, I have to be really careful. I don't want the left knee going open. I want to keep it over. I'm going to show you the opposite angle here in a moment, and then I come back. So watch me here now. It goes back, but across. Look at my right knee. It doesn't go here. It goes here. Okay? Back up. You want like strong legs, like, a lot of people, even like, yoga teachers who are developing that more kind of advanced physical practice, they're always asking, they want to like engage a leg and point the toe, kind of like the dancer. This is a fantastic way to develop that full compound leg activation. A lot of people, I notice in classes, they don't activate their legs. They get very lazy. This will turn your legs on in very new ways, okay? Let's slowly stand up. Final standing one for now. Warrior 3, or inhale, across, exhale, back up. Again, from the front, inhale, back, and across. Do you see the knee? I have to actively push it over the heel. It's not here. Back up. You do that, yogis. Doing new things opens up new doors, exposes new awareness, creates new ability. That's how you grow. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about repetition. You know me, consistency and repetition do trump variety, but we need variety also. Just a little bit less than the consistency, okay? So I gave you 2 options there. No worries, but either way, you're doing something fantastic. It's kind of, similar. That leg's going back and up, just like this leg is going back. Just one is balance. All right, yogis. So we did a few about, 5 rounds of slippery surface, 3 movement, 2 holding. Okay. So now let's just kind of reset the palate. Let's work on our arms again. Okay. Let's step to the front of our mat. Take a big inhale. Big exhale. Now, right after all that asymmetrical work, I start to squeeze my butt and my thighs. In a sense, I'm linking everything back together isometrically. So, I stand up and I squeeze my butt and my thighs. I lift the core. I feel the lower back. Everything's kind of like resetting. All right. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, reach it up. Adding on if you'd like. Hands swing behind the lower back. Big inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold here. That's like my favorite type of Uttanasana, if I had to pick one. I love stepping on the hands here, stretching out the wrists, pulling on the toes, but I find this type of shoulder stretch very needed for the average yogi for the front of the shoulder, okay? Big inhale and exhale. Hands plant, step back. Optional vinyasa if you'd like. So we're gonna do a little bit more sliding stuff, okay? 2 down here for your core and your upper body, and then 1 for your back line. And that's probably gonna be it for the sliding work today. Okay, so let's try down here on the knees. Watch me, please. I'm gonna fold up my blanket if I need, or my mat. I'm gonna put my blanket out in front of me. There's multiple levels here, okay? This is the beginner one. Tabletop, hands on blanket. Hips are gonna stay over knees. That's the first option. Watch me here. Hips stay over knees, arms go forward, arms go forward. Think of it like a moving down dog, right? Exhale, back up. This one is very doable. You'd be surprised. Just take your time, feel everything, work on more quality contraction and awareness. Now, for those of us who want more, the next option is the same thing, but my hips come forward and down. So watch me here. Oh, here we go. The hips are coming forward and down. The arms are going forward. I might pause. Pause, pull it back, hands toward knees, table. Ooh, okay, inhale, exhale. And again, I am feeling it because I did it twice. I did it 2 days in a row. So, even I did like a couple last night, but I could still feel it because on Monday I did this practice and I'm still sore, guys. So, right under here. It's called your lat. And remember, the lat, the pull, it's not done enough in yoga. So this is really fantastic. Even though we shift from down dog to plank, which is actually a similar range, it's actually the reverse muscle group. Okay? So this is unique in a sense. You're probably maybe not that strong there. Now, I see a few of you, you're really strong there. You're making it look easy. So what I suggest is the full variation, which is, warning, this is nuts here. So you're going to go forward, arms in front of you if you can. Pull back. All the way to Uttanasana, okay? So it's Uttanasana. The full posture is going all the way to here. This is like extremely advanced strengthening. And then you'd be able to pull back all the way, okay? Just to show you. You don't have to do that crazy stuff, all right? All right, guys, so take a little breather. Maybe, take a seat, shake it out. Nice job there. Okay, I want to keep going here because I want adequate time for a couple. We're going to do inversions, whether you want to put your legs up, shoulders down after this stuff. But we have 2 more sliding exercises to do. Now, think of this like core, plank. Now, what I'm going to do is take my blanket here, and notice I have it kind of thin. I rolled it up narrow so it can fit between, here's where the blocks are going to be suggested. So in essence, what you're going to do is this. It's really the same exercise, but the arms stay what's called like static close chain. I like the hands on the block. It's a little bit easier. If you have soft blocks, maybe not. Now, what I'm going to try to do is, on the knees, I'm going to inhale my knees back. Exhale, pull, bring my knees forward. This is core, okay? Inhale, I'm going to go back. And the more I obviously bring my arms forward, the more challenging that is. Exhale, I'm going to bring it back. Guys, I like to include, I want to keep you guys well-rounded. This is yoga. Hatha Yoga is the physical yoga. I can call a class Hatha Yoga and teach you anything exercise. I know people who go for jogs that are doing more yoga in their jog than some people do in the yoga class. Yoga is not what's on the outside. It's using things to learn about ourselves. It's slowing down to change our perception what's happening. Peel away the levels of awareness. It's being kind to your body, but also pushing it. It's not so much what we're doing, but it's more like how and why we're developing that understanding, okay? Now, if you want a little bit more, yogis, you put your feet on, okay? So watch me here. Last part for your arm, I want you to work here, all right? You're gonna inhale, plank, exhale, bring it in. Maybe a little lift, lolasana, right? Plank, you could add a push-up if you want that upper body strength. Bring it back in, maybe hover the feet. Remember I said core work. Now, a little more. This is optional. You know, I wouldn't really suggest blocks on the high setting. I think they're too kind of wobbly there. So low setting ideally, or middle setting. Watch me here. If you want to try the full version, yogis, last round, you're going to inhale back. So this is high plank. Now we'll go forward to reverse plank. So I want to bring it through, tuck, tuck, tuck. See how I go through like lolasana? And then I go forward, forward, forward. Point those toes, soles of the feet down, lift those hips. Ooh, reverse plank, tuck, 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 tuck. High plank, tuck, reverse plank. Those are postures we always do in yoga, but we're putting them together now. A really nice thing about this, yogis, is you're getting strength from here, 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 strength, 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 all the way. With practice, you're going to go strength, strength, strength here. You're also going to go extended version like that. So really good stuff. Okay, last try or 3 here. You got it. Looks good, everyone. And you know that's a classic yoga move, right? The jump through. It's just it's just so much better to start it with, you know, sliding those legs through. Get that body used to that pattern. It's funny, a lot of the yoga gurus, they refer to your body like it's like a possession, an object that you're just going to cast out eventually. And then they talk about your next body like, you know, it's very funny when you get really deep in the yoga world and you live in that mind state. Yoga is based around karma and reincarnation. You're just going to have another body like tomorrow, right? Like you change your clothes. And a lot of the yogi gurus, when they're teaching yoga, they just talk about it like it's your car. And it's like they have this really deep, different perception about it. All right, so really nice job there, yogis. All right, let's take a breather. And our final work here, guys, I want to hit your back line. Most of us are front line dominant there. Even the lateral stuff, that's front line. We tend to go heavy here. Here, we tend to go here more. I need you to turn your back line on. So what we're going to do is called sliding bridge. So let's sit down, swing your legs around. Last sliding activity class. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but you know, we can't really do side plank work in the slide. That's advanced. You should be able to do kind of all this stuff first before we twist and go lateral. So I'm going to do a bridge on my blanket. If not, let's do about 2 to 3 rounds of solid bridge work. Maybe one-legged if you're up to it. Remember, this is really challenging. So it's kind of like wheel style challenge. Arms down. I need extra arms. Lift hips. I'm going to keep my hips lifted. Pull my belly, posterior tilt. I'm going to bring my legs forward. Just notice, the more I go forward, the more my toes start to lift. If I am going to try to take it all the way forward, my feet are flexed, my thighs are engaged, my hips, my lower back are still hovering, and I'm going to slowly pull it back to bridge. I'm going to inhale slowly. I'm taking time to feel everything. Exhale back in, okay? Go ahead. In one layer, yoga's making everything we do more mindful, more intentional. So that's what I mean when it's not so much what we're doing, it's what's happening inside. All right. You know, in the crazy classes, they have you do things like wheel, but usually that's for people who are just very comfortable in wheel, one, and are very good at this too, okay? And you really have to have a certain level of flexibility developed in wheel, all right? Nice, Victoria. Ooh, I like that version too, with the hands bound. So yeah, if you're doing bridge, take a little breather, you know, do another set. A lot of us doing regular bridge. I want you to work here though, yogis. This is another aspect we lack in yoga, what's called knee flexion. If we strengthen our hamstrings, it is gonna, a lot of people's hamstrings are like stuck short, right? Because you're always sitting. We need to straighten and bend that knee in resistance. We don't really ever do that in yoga. I have you do this one, but it's not weight bearing, okay? This is unique. Let's do another round. Take a little breather, yogis, okay? So when the legs are extended in bridge, that's called bandhasana. It's called full bridge. That's also really not done that much in the modern yoga. So it is a classic yoga pose. So let's go one more round of back bends, please. After that, we're gonna do nice inversions. And then we're gonna take a couple kind of stretches with some active options and releases, okay? So this is the end of the main part of strengthening. Please do one more round if you can of your hamstring curl, your moving bridge, or your back bend of choice. All right, cool. So we pretty much covered most of the stuff in the beginner sliding class. There was a little bit of plank work where one arm goes forward and back, one leg goes side to side, but I didn't want to make too much of that today. I think that's a pretty good dose for the first day in a while. All right. So looks like a couple of you are still going with your bridge. Most of us look like we're done. Okay. So shake your knees out, windshield wipe. Here we go. So a little bit more classic yoga inversion practice. Now, say that was a lot on you. You did yoga with me yesterday. You're sore. I'm going to just say legs up the wall. There's our easiest inversion. Inversion means upside down body, legs up. If you can, flip torso. If you can, head lowest point, legs highest point. Now, headstanders, that's a nice middle ground. Power inversions, handstand at the wall, forearm stand and the wall. If you're getting good, center of the room. Hold, okay? Work on breath work. In the middle is that shoulder stand where I could legs up the wall. So what I'd like you to do is get your legs up and just hold, breathe, okay? Now, here's how you initially get into shoulder stand. Legs up the wall, bend knees, soles of the feet on the wall, press through your feet, lift your hips. So rather than come from plow, we come from legs up the wall. Hands on your hips, legs up. Now that's the first way, go slow. You gotta kind of try to pinch your elbows closer together behind you, get your hips up a little higher. And then we meditate and breathe and let gravity do its thing. When you exit, you go slow, feet on the wall, hips lower back down, okay? If you want to do it in the center of the room, swing the legs up and over, hands on lower back, legs up. Take your time. You can use blankets here underneath your shoulders and your back. Always exit slow. Headstanders. Good day to try it if you want. Headstand A, forearms down, about shoulder width distance to the elbows. Intertwine your fingers, keep your palms open. Crown down, roll to the head. The back of the head is in the hands. It's like dolphin, but the crown of the head is down, not my forehead. One foot lifts, tippy toe to the other. Use your top leg, back, arms, lift up. If you have to jump, turn your back to the wall, please. You're here, holding, holding. Headstand B is more like this. I tend to think this is easier, but it is more pressure on the neck. Fingers turn toward the head, tripod. You could start from here, elbows, knees, kind of like a crow, one leg up, push, 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 strong legs, and lift. That's headstand B, okay? Forearm balancers, handstanders, you know what you're doing. How about we say get another 2 minutes? Let's meditate here. Go to the deeper realms. Be more aware of the subtle sensations. Work on your breath. So remember the ancient doctors, the Ayurveda, the modern doctors agree, elevate the limb. If your leg hurts, you just rolled your ankle, you gotta get that leg up. Any pain, things going on in the lower leg, you gotta get the legs up. They really recommend about 2 to 3 times a day. It's that modern medicine. Take this twice a day for 10 days and then, come back and see me. It's the same thing, but we just, let the body do its thing. So legs up twice a day, good 5-10 minutes. And then let's see what's happening more in the legs, okay? So it looks like a lot of us are done there. I'm gonna keep moving forward. So we're gonna release to our lower back, and to start our kind of stretch and release, let's take a full body stretch here. We need a little bit extra of that after the sliding work. So you just kind of stretch it out on your back, take a breath or two there, maybe going side to side. And then eventually Apanasana, it's just knees coming to the chest, so you massage your lower back a little bit. You're starting to shift gears. Let's do some maintenance now. We push the vehicle. Let's check on everything. Let's release any tension and stress. All right, happy baby, grab the outer edges of the feet or the big toe. All right, so if you want to stay on your back, you're more than welcome to. We're going to grab our hamstrings and rock forward and back and make our way to seated. All right, so first stretch here would be the straddle. We did test our hamstrings and our inner thighs a lot. Probably good to open up those legs, get a good stretch here. Another nice option could be just laying on your back, kind of opening like this, okay? But if you're gonna try it here, let's sit up, widen those feet, flex them, sit up tall, big inhale. Let's go. Let's start to get a little bit more deep into the flexibility and the breath work. If like turtle posture, your Ashtangis and Dharma yogis, you automatically might go for something like this, where we bend the knees, bring the chest forward, reach our arms under our knees, and then the heels would slide out and the legs would straighten, bringing the chest toward the floor. Please take your time, exiting, bending the knees, tabletop. I'm going to teach pigeon. I think we need that outer hip and glute after a lot of that sliding work. Okay, so tabletop or down dog. Take a moment, neutralize. Right shin forward. You can lay on your back with figure 4 or seated double pigeon works. Press the right shin and foot down. Walk your left foot back and your hands back. Lift your chest. So this is more of that hip flexor release. Watch my left hip goes forward more. Press my hips down. Lift the chest. Eventually, I turn the top of my left foot down. And I want to try to roll the left leg, kind of pinky toe, center of the thigh down. So I'm going to stay here because I need hip flexor release. Okay, I'm going to lift my chest and almost back bend, lengthening my left side, front body. Some of us might want to come forward. Rolling the left hip down. How deep can you breathe here? If you want to go crazy, you can sit upright and left hand goes back, pulling that left heel toward the hip. All right, big stretch. So just to be clear, I'm going to do our pigeon, a seated spinal twist. I'm going to reach for our toes, and we're going to be doing our closing meditation. So if there's anything you want to do, now is the time, okay? Let's slowly throw the right leg back, shake it out for a moment. Remember, compression stretches can, reduce pinch blood flow. And as we release it, kind of lets that blood flow rush in. So a little bit of movement there is good after a compression stretch in particular. Left shin forward, please. Right foot crawls back. It's important to remember in pigeon, active in all ranges. Some days completely passive, if that's your intention. But it's good to develop the ability for the average person to push the outer edge of the left foot down the left shin here. That is going to protect the knee joint a lot more. All right. The more we get flexible and compress, the more eventually that tension, that compression goes into joint tissues. We really don't want that. A tiny bit of that's definitely good, but that's how you get like structural injury. If we injure cartilage, tendon, just fascia webbing within, around any joint like the knee, activating is how we take tension back in the muscle. When in doubt, in yoga, activate, okay? Some of us staying upright, reaching back with our right hand here to the top of our right foot. Just notice that starts to really arch the back more if you're here. So we're getting just a little bit of that belly pulling in, lengthening through the core, okay? So what I'd like you to do is kind of, pace out pigeon on your own if it feels good, hold for extra breaths. I think we should do another twist. There really hasn't been much twisting in class. Okay, so you shake that leg out, eventually neutralize. You'll make your way to seated. You're welcome to lay on your back and do a twist, or I'll stay with seated here. Okay, sitting up tall, right heel outside our left knee. If you want to swing the leg around for the double bend, that's fine. Big inhale, let's sit up, right hand back. I use my left hand to pull that knee across. I twist my chest, I root my sit bones down, twist my chest, navel up to the right, okay? Some of us can even bring that left arm up outside, but notice I round my spine more, okay? How deep can you breathe, guys? Kind of gaze over the right shoulder. You're releasing and stretching the neck, especially headstand people. That's the deepest twist of calf. So make sure you really, if I have to recommend a space to breathe deep, it's in twists. And next is, really it's in all poses, but twists, man. You get that breath going, you're really gonna feel and release a lot. Second side, please, unraveling, releasing that right leg. Eventually left foot outside right knee, right arm up outside the thigh. We're twisting to the left. Go to your breath. It's a pretty traditional close here in yoga, right? Pigeon, twist, and forward bend. So after you're done with your twist, go slow, maybe legs forward, arms up, and reach. Last stretch here. Last 20, 30 seconds, and then let's find our meditative position, please. Right, so this is really important. I know you guys all know this, but I have to kind of keep reinforcing that it's a common misperception that we heal when we exercise. Yes, you can, but it's actually very difficult. It's a mental training. Most people, when they exercise, go what's called beta brain. It is sympathetic. So it's considered fight or flight brain activity. It depends on the person. As we get better at exercise, we go way more out. We go with way more alpha brain. So, we have like this vivid imagination. The brain starts really intellectually thinking with deep thoughts, right? A lot of times, when we're exercising, though, there's a certain level of stress that's causing a stress response in the body. The body creates acid. It inflames. So it's the opposite of healing. More so on average, when we're exercising, you're not healing, you're damaging, but it is creating better environment for healing, okay? But here's where we take our daily practice of shifting our nervous system into what's called parasympathetic. Imagine you develop the ability to send your body in like a regeneration mode. That is a skill set the body has, the inner intelligence. We have to keep working on creating that stronger. You're getting from normal brain state into regeneration, okay? So the first thing you have to do is kind of get comfortable. Comfort is key for parasympathetic, okay? Laying down is usually how we start the process, the first 5-10 years of yoga, and then eventually you want to be able to do it any position, upright seated, standing, anywhere, okay? But first the process has to become clear. So that's laying. So comfortable. If you have something to cover your eyes, that's really good. It'll signal parasympathetic. So eyes should be closed. If you have something, eye cover. You shake it out. Now, quiet is good. If the ears don't hear a lot, parasympathetic response. If the eyes turn off, the ears turn off, deeper parasympathetic. Relax your abdomen. Even the lungs, we want to relax the lungs. A calm breath is a healing breath. So just melt into the space now, completely releasing the body, the breath, the mind. Just be in for about another 3 minutes. If you have a little extra time, please remain where you are. And before you leave this pose, remember it's just, simply put, a practice of calming the mind and body. And really a lot of people define meditation as that as well. So it's a simple sitting, laying, any position. Can I work on becoming a little bit more present in the moment, calming the mind and body? That could be called meditation, at least in the beginning, okay? Any last movements? A couple deep breaths. I suggest rolling out ankles, fingers. We didn't do any of that stuff. Move your face muscles around, wiggle the eyebrows, nose. Yeah, I even like to bring my hands to my temples, my scalp. The muscles on the side of the head are called your temporalis, they're jaw muscles. So that's good to massage. Okay, we'll make our way up to seated slowly. And usually to end practice, I often do this actually as an enter shavasana. Good for parasympathetic is, some grateful thoughts. It's that time of year, remember our blessings, right? Those are those deep layers of yoga, remembering gratitude when things seem not good, right? Remembering what we have, and then just being humble and grateful, right? More of that advanced practice. So really nice job, everyone. I appreciate you showing up. Thanks for being here, and happy holidays. Namaste.